Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Legacies. This is episode 4 of season 1. Hopefully guys are enjoying the series so far. Now I think it's really interesting, to be honest, this series, because it seems like we are attacking the school. That's not what I was going to say. I was kind of going to say that, but we are attacking each episode with a new villain or a new enemy or a new threat, which is very interesting because it's totally opposite to what we've been used to. So we did get the dragon, then we've got the gargoyle, and then I don't know what it is that was introduced at the final, in like the final ending of the last episode, but something is there. It's attacked one of the girls that was outside the Salvatore school, and then boom, mate, landed on a car and smashed all the roof and left someone screaming. So I'm really interested to see what it is. And like my question was obviously, do you prefer having one each episode, like a new threat coming and one to attack, or do you much prefer it where you get like a character building, storyline telling, and then like, us getting invested into the threat and then hoping that they conquer it towards the end? Because to me personally, I've been so used to, not just this show, in every show, I've never really watched anything where you're consistently changing the threat. It's usually like it's like a play out and then a build up and then a big finale. So I'm interested to see how we address this one. Now what I liked about the last episode is that although they're not best friends and they've not ever really got along, Joe and Hope kind of got a little bit closer. Now obviously nothing too like crazy, but they shared a bit of information. They bonded a little bit. Hope explained the reason why she was out with Rick and about the dragon, and Joe explained about what did she explain about? Oh, I think she explained about her breakup and stuff like that. I'm not too sure. They did bond anyway, which I really like, because them three are kind of the only 3 characters that we've previously been introduced to. So then I've got a little connection towards them, even though I don't really know Joe and Lizzie, but I feel like I've got a connection towards them and I'm kind of swaying on them 3, and I want that triangle to happen because I want them to be together as a friendship group. But what's really interesting is Jeremy was introduced last episode. He come back, he hunt down Raphael and Landon and brought them back to the Salvatore school, which I did enjoy seeing. I don't know if that's the only, like, what would you say it, only time we're going to see Jez again, but how nice was it to see it? I would love it if we could drop a couple of the original characters into it. So like, not just the originals, like the actual OGs from the Vampire Diaries, because we know that Caroline's still alive, we know that Bonnie's still alive, so that would be good to see. And then obviously we've seen Jeremy here, really good, and we still got obviously Rebecca and Marcel. He said in the originals, if you ever need me, call me, I'll be there. So I would like to see people just drop in and out a little bit, help me. Which, you need some witchy powers, get Freya. What's she doing now with Keelan? I would just love to see all this stuff. Don't have to be in the show, and we don't have to make anything, like, meaningful about them, because we are focusing just on this one. But when you see an old character, you're like, oh, yes, mate, I love that. It just gives you a bit of nostalgia, a bit of memories. And I'm really excited to see how we go, because I would like Caroline to be in it a bit as well, because she can be in it, because she is the parents of Liz and Joe. But speaking about parents, their relationship with their dad, Rick, is kind of a bit rocky. There's a school therapist that everybody is taking, classes with or expressing their feelings with, and something that they've established is Rick is kind of like a thing for them. They're kind of jealous with what is happening with Hope and how he and she are spending a lot of time together, and the stuff that happened at the football match. Liz is kind of saying if Rick was there, none of this would have happened. They wouldn't have to do community service, she wouldn't have punched it, they wouldn't have done magic and all this stuff. And I think that is kind of a decent way of looking at it, to be honest. And then obviously Joe, she was not happy as well with the gargoyle when it went to attack. He jumped in the way of Hope, like, to stop her from dying, and she was like, you're gonna die for her. And Rick was like, I know I wasn't gonna die, because I've read the books, I know what's gonna happen. The gargoyles are there to protect the humans, and they seen Hope as a threat, and I knew if I jumped in the way it wouldn't have got me. Very interesting. He did put it all on the line there. But it seems like there's a bit of chemistry going around with the therapist and Rick. What I would like to see, if Caroline's not going to be in it, let's give Rick a love interest, get a female in here. That would be really good to see, because the majority, well, pretty much all the show is young adults, children, and we do need a good mix of adults being put into it as well, just to give that nice blend. So I'm excited to see where his storyline progresses, and you know, if he develops a relationship. There's lots of relationships possibly going on with, like, obviously Landon and Hope, and Liz and is it Raphael, or Joe and Raphael actually, and Liz and MG. That's the relationships that I would like to go down. And MG seems pretty funny as well, and pretty nice guy, so I can't wait to see how that goes. So thanks so much for clicking on today's episode. Hopefully guys enjoy it. Hopefully it's another good one. And yeah, if you want to watch the full episode when it is on the YouTube, just check the link in the description. You can check it out on the Patreon, because these guys are here watching it earlier. Well done to you guys. Thanks so much for your support. And yeah, let's dive into today's episode, and let's hope episode 4 of Legacies is just another great one. OMG. What the hell, mate?
Ghost face! Come on, man.
Sorry, bro. Too easy. Where were you? Went out for a midnight snack. We good? Yep. All good. Good.
Gotta say, yeah, he's the only one that's actually annoying me. He's too, like, I don't know, cocky. I don't, what would you call it? Arrogant.
Like Dr. Saltzman was saying, local girls Dana Lillian and Sasha Stadero didn't come home last night.
Now, while the knife is away with Dorian and things are quiet on his end, it won't hurt to assume the worst.
This ain't on me.
Now, I'll need a few of you to volunteer to go to Mystic Falls High under the guise of an exchange program, because any information we can get will make all the difference.
I volunteer as tribute.
I volunteer as tribute as well.
She battles one gargoyle and suddenly she's Mother Teresa.
I'm in too.
I like to help. Never got to go to a real school. I've always wanted to know what it's like to be normal for a day instead of being a tribal loner.
Because there's a knife that sat dormant for centuries that started attracting mystical creatures the day he took possession of it.
Everybody's been talking about some missing girls from your old high school.
Well, do you think they're gonna kick me out?
They gave you some clothes. I think that's a good sign.
You have a minute?
Why are they all getting evils just because they go to a different school? I suppose so. You do give other schools evils, don't you?
Sorry.
I was making an entrance, Mockhead. Hope, you try to not deliberately alienate the entire student body while the rest of us save the world. I need your compulsion skills.
I didn't see you at the assembly. They only teach defensive magic here, but I personally think that the curriculum needs to evolve.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this being a normal conversation here.
Bounce witch, Raphael, and I need to have a little chat.
Well, would you look at the time? I have to get to class.
You don't get respect, yeah. You don't demand it, you earn it. You don't go and die. That guy thinks that he's just, what, the leader. But what have we learned from the wolves, so to speak? Like, you know, people step up and try and take them away from you. Tyler stepped up to be an alpha, didn't he? You know what I mean? There's always going to be people challenging you. And if you don't actually stand up and try and be civil and try and be nice to everybody, you're always going to... You know what I mean? Like, if I was him now, Raphael, I would never like that guy. And I would... If I knew that I could take him down and become an alpha myself, I would go for it. You know what I mean? I would try and claim that throne because he had no respect for me. So, like, why would I respect him? That's my opinion. It's interesting.
On your left, you will find the bathrooms where I had my first kiss with a toilet.
I'm sorry. Is the fact that I'm not openly hostile to you make it seem like we're back to being friends?
No way Dana's clique is talking to me unless you have a spell that will make me retroactively cool.
Is this loser bothering you? He keeps trying to get me to buy his mixtape. Gross. Well, we're going to lunch. You hungry?
Yeah, the plates match. It's Dana's car.
Oh, damn.
Oh, no way she dead. I thought she had the potential to be okay, to be honest. It's not that guy. I'm actually going to sway. I'm going to sway that it's the guy, not the guy that he kind of made it look dead obvious that it is the guy. And how do I not know his name yet? I've even said it. I think I asked this last episode as well. But I think that sometimes they make things too obvious, and then you second guess yourself, and then it turns out to be them. You're like, oh, for God's sake. So, but I'm saying it's not him. And also, what I was trying to say before as well, it's just popped in my head. Joe was saying, mate, I think the curriculum needs to tell us about offensive spells, not just defensive. And that is really true, because it's like Professor Umbridge, mate, in Harry Potter. All she wanted to do, yeah, she was Voldemort, you know, he's not a thing, he's not real. Yeah, you don't need to learn attacking spells. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, but what if though? it's always that what if. Something happens, at least have that in your knowledge, in your locker to defend yourself.
My friendship with Dana doesn't define me.
That was a joke. Of course it does.
Tell me where Dana and Sasha are and we'll get out of your hair.
More like split ends.
Shut up, Saltzman. And why are you all up in their business?
Sipping for vein.
Compulsion fail.
I think you're distracting me.
I'm wearing polyester.
Hey, you're totally pulling it off. You smell like gummy bears.
Answer it.
I'm about to tell you 3 things, all equally horrifying, so I need you to keep your cool. Can you both do that?
Dana is dead.
A vampire killed her. We just told the sheriff that we had nothing to do with it, so I need to know right now that I am right. I'll call you back when I know more, and I expect you to be with Hope when I do.
Wow, look at her
I'm
headband.
gonna guess. Pigtail spilled their guts and confessed to kidnapping Dana and Sasha. Case closed.
Even though Sasha and Connor are dating, Dana was sleeping with him behind her back.
Yeah, some clue. Everyone at this school knows Connor's a dick. He's not a killer. Trust me.
Trusting you is what got us into this mess in the first place.
I
there
do
it is.
trust him on this one though.
Scarf and Virginia Heat. Sounds like a lead, I think they call it.
Isn't it a bite? She's gone. I knew she was going. Imagine if she was on the transition mode.
Let her go.
Great. Hope's already here.
Thought we were cool, bruh. I told you. All I did was feed.
She's got to be in transition mode, has she not? I'm saying that she was dead on the floor only because, well, first of all, she looked dead. But second of all, not having that Matt didn't try to check if she was dead. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a police officer, he would have gone, oh, Dana, you okay? Like, check the pulse. Oh my God, she's dead. He wouldn't just walk over and go, dead, not getting someone to come and help her. What if she was alive, mate? You know, so I'm saying that he did check and she was dead and he's gone to body bag her and she's gone and she's in transition phase. I actually do think that out of the humans so far, she was a decent one. I know that she was, like, against them, but I thought she was okay in the football match. And I did like the bit of chemistry that she had with MG. And, you know, I feel like it would be good in this show, anyway, to have a person transition into the school from being one to the other. We kind of got this with Landon, but we haven't seen any powers or nothing. But now we would see somebody physically come in a transition mode, and how do they cope, you know? So that would be a good one to see as well.
Enjoy it while you can, Lizzie. I'm sure you look like crap. I should be talking to the cops.
I can't let you do that.
At Sunum.
She can't let you do that.
You've got helping her, aren't you? She's one of you.
Foster kid, I've been looking for you. We just want to initiate you into the pack. Okay, the process is simple. You triggered your werewolf curse this month, which means you killed somebody recently. All you gotta do is tell us the story. You can either submit, or you can bleed and then submit.
I said, hey!
Oh, that was a swift kick. She siphoned her powers then. Like, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes they siphon it, sometimes they don't. Like, sometimes they just blatantly in the middle of nowhere and done a bit of magic. She was in the forest and she set her old girlfriend on fire, and now she has to get it from the walls. To me, that's just like inconsistent.
And now she's in transition, and she needs to feed or die.
Nailed it, bro. Easy decision, right?
Maybe we should give her a day or two.
She'll be dead in a day if she doesn't feed.
I'm quiet over there, MG. I'm a feminist, bro. I'm not gonna tell Dana what to do with her body.
So should I.
Oh, damn. What the girl
What's
eat?
that?
Dana!
What? She's melted on the floor.
Call your dad.
What the F?
It's got to be another monster from the knife.
I mean, she's not in the show then.
Monster's been right in front of us all along.
Imagine. I mean, it's not like he's not making a bit of sense.
You believe me, right?
I mean, I do believe it's not him, but, you know, he's got to be a possibility.
Calm down. Close your eyes and breathe.
Was that magic?
No. Hey, no, it's just the way it is.
You was the one talking about making change, right?
I meant adding an elective.
Oh, it's cobwebby stuff, innit? Like, was that what was on her body before?
Josie?
Mate, it's like all the Harry Potter references, mate. What's it called? Like, when he went in a chamber of the secrets and he jumped into the vines, you know, the more you struggle, the more it get hold of you, you know, you just gotta, like, let yourself and you drop chopped down, and Ron was screaming. I can't remember what it was called. But that's what they need to do. You need to calm down. The more they panic, I bet the more they get tangled up. Oh, just clock him, mate. Just punch him, London.
What?
What the hell, man? The creepy things or whatever are mental. I want him to run off screaming. Just literally run out screaming, mate. Bear dust behind him.
This is nerd porn, not real life.
So are dragons and gargoyles. The writer bases her comics off of Greek lore.
Its fangs are huge,
no way.
so they could pass for a vampire bite, and its bite liquefies its victim.
If we had something from it, we could do a tracking spell.
Would its face work?
My sister and I, we come from this specific witch bloodline called the Gemini Coven. Basically, we don't have powers of our own. We have to siphon them from other things first.
Oh, I was going to say that, mate. I was going to say touch heads, not kiss, but... Yes, that is sick, actually. It looks well good.
Did it work?
Let's do it again. Oh,
Hey! Hey, we're trapped up here!
it looks mad.
Josie?
What the heck, man?
No way I'm telling your dad what we're about to do.
Call, check in, see how things are going.
So good.
Because I don't think that involves me tracking down Dana's body to the glove compartment. Whatever you're thinking of doing, don't. Okay? So just tell me where you are, and Matt and I will be right there.
Buona Scott. Take my hand.
You refuse. Do you know? I love it. I actually love it. The fact that what's clicked in my head is the girls need hope, which excites me because they will be the triangle that I want, because they need to siphon the powers and they're consistently siphoning it off hope, which I think's good because then it just brings all of them in. I love collectiveness and togetherness and like friends, like, you know, we're all friends. Literally, that's what I want. To be honest, I was saying the guy with the long hair, Caleb, that's his name. We did get it said, and now I will try to remember it. That guy did annoy me at the start because I see him as the only one potentially so far that he's possibly going to cause people to look over and question them, like, what are they doing? You know, he's the one that can shine a light at them in a bad way, but he's actually not that bad. Just that action that he's doing, feeding people, and then trying to drop it on MG, like the guiltiness, like, yeah, we're mates, so aren't we? So shh, don't say anything. Don't like that bit. But in terms of like these, I like how Lizzie's standing up to Rick. I mean, not in a bad way. Like he's not, but she's like, look, you got to trust me for once. It's true. Rick, I think Rick's pretty funny, to be honest, in this season. But I like how them three are working together as a team, and they are killing things quite fast. And I mean, that is the only negative I would say. I would like them to, I don't know, I would like the threat to last a couple of episodes. I would just like it to be a bit more harder than, it didn't really do anything, did it? Let's be honest, right? If you look at that spider, what did it physically do? Yeah, it killed that woman, but like, she was normal. And any of the supernaturals, it didn't do anything to him. When it did get found out, it lost like instantly.
Dana's dead?
Just take it all away. Tell her not to feel anything.
Tell her that some days will be harder than others, but eventually she'll remember the good times she had with Dana too.
Maybe she's got a little bit of understanding of how she is.
After Cassie died, I thought Landon was the only pack that I'd ever have. I didn't think that I needed anyone else.
Everyone has issues of their own that they're dealing with.
That's a good answer. Didn't just say it was all rainbows and sunshine.
Foster kid, you back for more?
It was an accident. I was behind the wheel and I lost control. Landon had to tell me that she was dead, and I don't know anything else.
You're gonna submit to your alpha, you take a knee.
Oh, I hate it when you do this, like...
No, I'm just playing. It's your ball.
Well, there we go, then.
You're in the next round.
You know, that's okay. You know, I do hate it when people get too cocky, man. You did help today. You know, you got to call a spade a spade.
So much for my plan to spend the day as a normal teenage girl.
Felt nice to be part of the team. Actually, you all accuse me of being a monster.
They're grounds for me.
I don't know why I was drawn to that knife any more than I can explain why a supersized spider inhabited the body of a kid who used to bully me in high school. And this morning, all I wanted to be was sitting here, part of all of this. But all day long, you ridiculed me.
It's mad when you look at it from his perspective. This is what it's like.
Congrats, Hope. You're officially normal.
Okay, being a hero is not more important than being safe.
I'm not a hero, Dad.
Hope is a cautionary tale, and the reasons I trust her are the last things I'd ever want the two of you to experience.
Today, Hope did a spell that saved us, a spell that we would have known if the school taught us offensive magic.
This is that moment. Talk about when parents lose all control. Go to bed.
Just a step forward though, he didn't say no.
I love you, sort of.
I told you, man, he's funny this season. He is a proper dad.
Where did that come from?
Lizzie caught me lying and I just crumbled. What? Dude, you gotta know who you stand with. Look, I appreciate the rhyme, but don't disrespect her like that.
There we go.
We got enough monsters out here as it is. We cannot become one of them. Even today, they couldn't even let the vamps out on our own. They had to send the witches to keep an eye on us. Ask yourself why you don't see many rabbits run around the yard around here.
Does it matter what blood, right? Because if you have human blood and you get like this guy, it's a clear indication that it's better to not be on that. Now, I love Damon. Damon is my favourite. But look at Damon's personality, so to speak, and then Stefan. Stefan is definitely the more calmer, more relaxed, strategic, sensible brother. Damon's more rational, you know, it doesn't really care much. But I wouldn't say anger, but kind of like this guy. So, you know, to me, MG, does it matter what? If you like drinking that blood and you don't mind it, doesn't matter where it come from. That's all I'll say. But this guy, man, well, first of all, I don't like how he says vamps before tramps. Like I said, I liked his concept. His concept is, you know, vampires before girls and before people like that. It's like people say the bros before hoes thing, you know. Concept, but the saying we don't like. It's disrespectful. I said it. I'm glad that he said it as well. Like, he acknowledged it. I like the rhyme. Don't like what he's saying. You know, fair play to him for saying it out loud. But I hope he don't get in his head, man. This kid get in his head and change MG, because I actually like how he is right now.
Actually, I'm here to ask you a few questions about why half the Mystic Falls cheerleading squad's wearing scarves around their necks.
Question is, who told you? Lizzie? MG?
Actually, you just did.
What are you gonna do about it? Because I know you ain't locking me up.
If your kids are a threat, I'll be coming for them.
If you threaten my kids, Sheriff, I'll be the one coming for you. Listen, why don't you come home? We were wrong. Nothing's coming your way.
Hold that thought.
What the hell is this? Basically, I feel like this show then leaves you on the cliffhanger for the next, this show leaves you on the cliffhangers for the next episode, like, what's going on? Where it's like, let's get that off actually. Okay, so I feel like this show gives you a bit of the next episode to try and get you to dive into it. You know, usually we get left on cliffhangers, where this one, you wouldn't say it was a cliffhanger, it's more of like, here's what's to come, and then you're supposed to be like, oh, get in there, mate, I'll go to the next one. But again, fourth one in 4 episodes that's coming for that knife, and we still haven't been told anything really about the knife, have we? If you to think about it, have we been told anything about that knife? Because I do not think we have. Now, we've been told that Landon took it, and he's been consistent with, I have no idea why I took it, I could not tell you what drew me to it, and I don't know what I was doing with it. And now I've had a dragon, a gargoyle, a spider, and now this like mummy come for it, and it's like, what the hell? What is it? And why did he want to use it? Or why did he want to get possession of it? Now, I do like in the last episode, we got a bit of information from the gargoyle, that the fact that it's something like the humans saved him back in the day, and then they vowed to protect the humans and defeat any of the dark or the threats, you know, monsters. That was pretty good, because we did get a bit of information, so it does make sense, and it was dropped in. But in terms of it, that's kind of all we've had, haven't we? And I do think it's very interesting, to be honest, how we've not actually like focused in. I know a lot of stuff's going on, so they've done well to not do that, because by having lots of things go on, you don't have to solely focus on one story, which then gets overplayed. You know, like, this knife is what I'm going to guess is the constant through the season, and the things coming for it is just going to be the consistent for the knife. Instead of having like one bad person that everybody fights towards, I'm saying this is the knife that's going to be the season long story, that we're going to try and find out what it is, how it's used, and you know why they're after it. So I am intrigued with that. This Caleb as well, this is an interesting one, because I said, to be honest, I don't mind him. I actually don't mind him. I just don't like the fact that he was feeding on people and he was trying to pressure MG into stuff. And a bit of the slang that he was saying as well, I wasn't a big fan on because it was disrespectful. But the only reason why I'm not liking him is because he, like I said, can draw attention to the school, which they're doing so well to keep a secret. And like, just because he's being kind of selfish and doesn't want to eat, or drink the blood, he wants to feed on the humans instead. I do like how Matt as well, he's saying, look, mate, if you start coming after the humans, we're going to start coming after you. And then Rick's saying, if you come after me, I'm coming after you. So, I mean, that's really good. But I've got to say, I want Matt to actually take somebody out. And, so far I've got to pick one. It's got to be Caleb because Connor's dead, he was possessed. But I want a stance to be made. You cannot come and feed on the Mystic Falls people. There is going to be consequences. You think that just because you're supernatural that you're free? No, I've got wooden bullets. Bang, bang, he's down. You come again, somebody else come, you're getting taken down as well. The humans might not be as strong as you, but we have definitely got, defenses in place to attack and defend ourselves. Just how Joe wants Rick to introduce defensive and attacking spells into the school. I have to agree, like I said, going to the Harry Potter and Professor Umbridge, he was reluctant to acknowledge that Voldemort was a thing, so they had to get the DA, Dumbledore's army. On the side note, Harry Potter and all these little crew had to go, didn't they? And they had to make their own and teach themselves, with Harry showing the dark arts, how to cast the Patronuses, and ultimately that helped them defeat him in the end. And this is what these need to do as well. They need to learn more spells, because look at Hope, from being around Freya, being around Vincent and Davina and all of this dark magic and all of this crazy stuff that she's witnessed. Got Esther's Grimoires. She's been in a fight. She's been in more fights than anybody. She's used spells that people shouldn't even be doing, like Rick was saying, dark magic. She had a killing curse, so to speak, the Avacadabra. Like last episode, he was going to go after Landon, and no one in the school would know that. And like I said, I want the three girls, the Liz, Joe, and Hope, to be together as a team, and I'm liking how they're actually siphoning to attack. It's happened twice now. I'm enjoying it. I'm also enjoying the fact that Joel got a kiss today with Rafa, because to be honest, she's really cute. She seems really nice. Now, she seems like a caring one, and the other sister seems like I would say a comical one, to be honest. Like a bit of like a rule taker, like pushing the boundaries, having a bit of a laugh, like defying the odds and stuff. I actually like it. I think that it's a good mix between them. I just hope that Lizzie doesn't get jealous of Joe and Raph, and I don't want them to have a bad relationship or a fallout because she wanted to be with him. I kind of thought that she might have seen them kissing today, and then we get an after, like the aftermath of that, and she was like, look, I only done it because like I was trying to siphon the powers and we were stuck up. That would be a good way to actually drop it in, because it would make sense. And like I said, in terms of the spider, the graphics and everything, the CGI has been really good on the show so far. I do wonder what the budget is. But in terms of how hard it is to defeat these people, not very. It's not taking many people to do it, and they're not really causing a threat to any of them. Like, what have they actually done? I think we've had 3 threats now, and we've had 1 scratch on Liz. That's it. So, I mean, they do need to cause a bit more damage to people, and they do need to make a bit of a scare, because people are not really that scared, are they? I know all this stuff was going on, but no one was really that scared. I mean, that girl dying, coughing up her own insides, and I don't know, dissolving. That was mad. I was saying it might be pretty good to get a new human in a transition phase come into the school, because like Landon's there, but he's not actually I still don't know what his powers are. Do you know what I mean? So like, I would have liked to see that, but sadly she's died. Connor's died as well, who's really annoying, but he's actually died. He was possessed. I think like when he got clocked and his face ripped and the pincers come out, that was a good graphic as well. It really did look good. And I thought it was deep when when Landon was saying to Hope, you want to feel like a normal schoolgirl or whatever. Well, congratulations. You belittled me all day. You didn't have my back. When the going got tough, you went against me. And that's it, mate. Congratulations, you are normal. So that is deep as well. But, again, I do think that overall, they've all been decent episodes. So I'm excited to see what this thing is, Mummy or whatever, coming after Dory in the next episode. I'm going to jump into it straight after this one. So hopefully you guys enjoy that and can't wait for the next one tomorrow. Thanks so much for clicking on today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And if you did, please smash a like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.